Hello and welcome. In this lesson, we will study the intervals. The interval refer to a set of real numbers that lie between two specific values. And there are various types of intervals, such as the closed interval. We can represent it with this symbol. It includes both endpoints, A and B. And it refers to this set. And in mathematics, we can represent the real numbers as points on a straight line. Consider any straight line. We can represent this interval on it. Mark the 2 points, A and B, on it, as solid dots. And the remains points between them, as a straight piece. The second type of intervals is the open interval. We can represent it with this symbol. It excludes both endpoints, A and B. And it refers to this set. And we can represent this interval on the straight line as follows. The third type of intervals is half open or half closed interval. It takes these symbols. It includes one of endpoints and excludes the other point. And it refers to these sets. And also, we can represent these intervals on the straight line as follows. There are another types of intervals. They are called rays or infinite intervals. These two rays are said to be open rays, while these two rays are said to be closed rays. In each of the 4 cases, the point, A, is called an endpoint of the ray. And also, we can represent these intervals on the straight line as follows. Let us take some examples. The closed interval 2 and 7. It includes the two numbers 2 and 7, and all numbers from 2 to 7. And we can represent this interval on the real numbers line as follows. While the half-open interval -1 and 1. It includes -1 but not 1, and includes all numbers between them. And 4. The closed ray -infinity and 0. It includes all real numbers less than or equal to 0. And we can represent this interval on the straight line as follows. And finally, the open ray 3 and infinity. It includes all numbers greater than 3. Now, let us take some of common operations on the intervals. The first operation is the union. The union of two intervals combines all the elements from both intervals. For example, the set of real numbers are. It is represented by the union of these sets. And these sets are represented by these intervals. And the union of these intervals combines all the real numbers from both intervals. And it is represented by the open interval -infinity and infinity. The second operation is the intersection. The intersection of two intervals includes only the elements that are common to both intervals. For example, the intersection of two intervals, the closed interval 1 and 4, and the open interval 2 and 5. It will include only the real numbers that are common to both intervals. Thus, it is represented by the half-open interval 2 and 4. The third operation is the difference. The difference between two intervals subtracts the second interval from the first, resulting in elements in the first interval that do not belong to the second. For example, the difference between the closed interval 1 and 5 and the open interval 2 and 3. It will subtract the second interval 2 and 3 from the first interval 1 and 5. Thus, the result not contain on the numbers, of the second interval 2 and 3. So it will be, the union of these closed intervals. And finally, the intervals are important in mathematics. Its applications are used frequently in calculus, to define the domains of the functions, and for the solutions of inequalities. Now, our lesson of today is finished. See you later in the following lesson.